There's a time in my life when purpose came naturally. Picture this: you're in a 6 by 5 foot box with a new friend, secure in an encampment, Camp TQ in Iraq. Your surveillance. Your job: keep the camp secure. It's night. The team is awake, but a little tired. No action for hours. It's 3 a.m. You're sitting down. Out of nowhere, there's a loud explosion. It shakes your security tower. Dust fills the air. Your friend is in distress from the shock that you were attacked. Now, you have to gather yourself because someone has to report the situation. You check on your friend first. Physically is fine, mentally is checked out. You not only have to report, but you have to locate the ordnance to give all the details. Was I scared? Yes, but my purpose was stronger than the mission. I need to make it back home safe for more. Doing my job to the best of my ability is the path. That night in Iraq, I learned the lesson that saved my life. Years later, I forgot it. Have you ever looked in the mirror and not recognized the man looking back? I did. I felt completely lost, burnt out. It was like every emotion had been drained out of me. I realized something that scared me. I wasn't becoming the man I wanted to be. I was becoming the man I spent years settling for. And then I asked one question: what if I'm changing everything except the one thing that actually matters? For a long time, I thought I was successful. Not because I was chasing big dreams, but because I was doing what was expected of me. I took pride in the small wins, making my pickups and deliveries on time, supporting the company's mission, putting a smile on the customer's face, showing up for game nights with the guys, cooking my meals instead of eating out. Those little victories gave me purpose. And there's nothing wrong with any of those things. The problem was I started confusing being responsible with becoming the man I was capable of being. My definition of success slowly became checking boxes. Get through the day, pay the bills, stay out of trouble, repeat tomorrow. I wasn't trying to become the best employee I could be, the best husband, the best son, the best brother. I wasn't building towards something bigger. I was simply maintaining the life I'd already built. Somewhere along the way, the Marine disappeared. Then it hit me. Surviving isn't the same as growing. The truth is, I was creating a lot of my own stress. I worked 11-hour days, 6.5 days a week, pickup after pickup, drop after drop. Every day looked exactly like the one before it. Wake up, go to work, come home, go to sleep. Do it all again tomorrow. I wasn't just exhausted, I felt stuck. Like the walls of my life were slowly closing in. So I kept doing what most men do. I put my head down, pushed through another day, then another, then another. The strange part is my job wasn't the problem. My friends weren't the problem. My family wasn't the problem. I was surrounded by good people. What was missing was a purpose big enough to pull me forward. I wasn't building towards something. I was simply maintaining what I already built. And eventually, maintaining stopped feeling like living. Then everything came to a stop. It wasn't something I planned for. It wasn't something I saw coming. One accident changed everything. The pain was constant. My back was injured. Simple things most people never think about became difficult. Bending over to pick up a piece of paper, taking a shower, even trying to fall asleep. But as hard as the physical pain was, the fear in my mind was even worse. How was I going to take care of my fiance? How was I going to prepare for her arrival? How would we pay for our daughter's education? Those questions played over and over in my head. Then things got even worse. My company told me I no longer had a job. The disability payments I had been receiving stopped. I wasn't prepared for any of it. I had already felt like I was drowning. Now it felt like someone had tied another weight around my neck. I started having panic attacks. My mind raced from one question to the next. Where do I even start? What's going to happen next? Can I still build the life I promised my family? It felt like everything I worked for was slipping away. For the first time in my life, I truly didn't know what came next. Sitting alone in my living room, bills on the table, pain meds, thinking, I don't know what to do. Then something happened that I never expected. One day I received a letter in the mail. I had no idea what it was. When I opened it, it was from a lawyer. He had learned about my disability case and wanted to talk. So I called him. The conversation changed everything. He said something that I hadn't heard since Iraq. Take a breath. When your mind is under pressure, don't try to solve everything. Stabilize yourself first. For the first time in months, I felt hope. I wasn't carrying the weight by myself anymore. Over the next 6 months, I followed the plan, one step at a time. While the legal process moved forward, I found work delivering groceries. It wasn't much, but it reminded me of something important. I was producing again. I was rebuilding my confidence one step at a time. The panic attacks became less frequent. The fear slowly gave away to hope. Eventually, my case was settled. I was incredibly grateful. The settlement wasn't the biggest victory. The biggest victory was realizing that my life wasn't over. It was simply asking me to begin again. I never imagined my life would take this path. Looking back now, I believe there was a bigger plan for my life. My faith tells me God protected me again. First war, then now my truck was totaled, but I walked away from them. I'll always be grateful for that. That experience taught me something I'll never forget. When life feels like it's falling apart, your first job isn't to solve everything. Your first job is to calm your mind. I started with something simple. I prayed. Find your rock. For me, that's my faith. For you, it might be your spouse, your family, your children, for people who refuse to let you quit. Whatever your rock is, it helps slow your thoughts enough to think clearly. Then I stop asking, how do I fix my whole life? Instead, I ask, what's the next step? I focused on where I wanted to go instead of becoming overwhelmed by everything standing in my way. When you slow your mind, you make better decisions, and better decisions slowly build a better life. Hold on to it, because when life shakes everything, you need something strong enough to steady you. I started applying these lessons. Everything began to change. My world got bigger. Life wasn't just another day to get through anymore. The Marine never disappeared. He was buried under years of routine. I'm just digging him back out. So every morning became another opportunity to become a better man than I was yesterday. I realized I needed a new foundation, not just a different job, not just better habits, a different way of living. And something became clear to me. My whole life has been built around serving other people. As a kid, I helped take care of my family. I volunteered building homes for Habitat Humanity. I served in the Marine Corps. I went to war. I spent years serving customers as a truck driver. Service has always been a part of who I am. I just hadn't recognized it. Today, that purpose looks different. I want to serve by helping other men rebuild their lives. Because when I was overwhelmed, I needed direction. I needed accountability. I needed purpose. I needed people who believed I could keep going when I wasn't sure I believed it myself. I was reminded, Semper Fidelis. In the Marines, it means always faithful. It represents loyalty and commitment to my purpose and my identity. That's why this channel exists. My journey isn't done. I'm living it. If you're burnt out, if you feel alone, if you feel like you're just existing instead of truly living, I've been there. I want you to know something. You don't have to rebuild your life by yourself. Let's take the next step together. One habit, one day, one decision at a time. That man I saw in the mirror, I still see him sometimes. But every day, I become a little more like the man I was meant to be. I've been where you are. I'm still rebuilding. And if you're ready to rebuild too, welcome to the second half reset. Because no man should have to rebuild his life by himself.